Hi, I'm Vishal Sharma. I like to paint. This is one of my paintings. It's titled The Cry of My Soul. The painting is what its name is, The Cry of the Soul. This entire painting depicts one moment, the most important moment in a person's life. What is that moment? That is the moment when the soul questions. In everyday life, we question so many things. We ask so many questions. People ask us so many questions. But very rarely do we hear the voice of our soul. When our soul questions us, and when that question is in the form of a cry, I call it the cry of the soul. The main theme of my painting are two figures. One is depicted in green and the other in yellow. The one in green is a material being. And he is, as you can see, the globe that he is carrying. This globe represents the burden of life. The material being is so burdened by the pressures, by the load of his everyday existence, that he can no longer hold this burden of life, and he is sinking. In fact, if you see how his legs have been painted, he's not only sinking, he's at that moment of tipping over. At that very moment when he has lost his center of gravity and is just going to tip over. That is the moment that this painting has depicted. And at this moment, when with the burden of life he's just going to tip over, he needs help. He needs support from the world. He needs support from people. Because this is the most important moment of his life. But sadly, at this moment when he needs most support, nobody supports him. Nobody comes to his rescue. The world walks away from him. And this walking away of the world is depicted by the pair of legs that are walking away. At this moment of tipping over, when he needs support, the world walks away from him. At that moment, he asks a question. His soul asks a question. Why am I suffering? Why is nobody coming to help me? Why am I sinking? The hand gesture of questioning is also, this also happens in that moment. You see, as this act of questioning, the soul, his soul desires freedom. Freedom from the suffering of everyday existence. Freedom from the load that is burdening him. His soul seeks freedom, and his conscience, you see the face, the figure on the top left-hand corner of the painting? This is his subconscious. And that subconscious is also in a brooding, in a thinking pose. The subconscious is thinking, what is the cause of my suffering? Why am I suffering in this way? And why is the world walking away from me? And once again you see the intersection of the two triangles. You will see in this painting white and black triangles. This white and black depict the duality of existence. The duality that exists in our thoughts. This is the duality of good thoughts or happy thoughts and sad or bad thoughts. Thoughts which give us happiness and thoughts which give us sadness. Nobody can escape from these thoughts. Whether you are a saint or whether you are the greatest criminal in this world. Every living creature has these thoughts. And these thoughts in the painting are intersecting on three occasions. And that's why the white and black, when they intersect, it is the gray. The gray depicts to me, I used the gray color to depict that moment of question. When you're happy, you know you're happy. It's white. When you're sad, nobody needs to come and tell you, hey man, you are sad. In your heart, you know you are sad. But this Yes and no, the two extremes, when they mix together, that is the type of questioning. That is the moment of realization. When Buddha achieved realization, nirvana, in that moment, this entire painting is actually the depiction. It captures just that one single moment, and the most important moment in a person's life. The moment of the soul questioning. So you see, here the question is, I am suffering. The burden of life is too heavy for me. Here the question is, at that moment, I need help, but nobody helps me. And here the question is, how can I liberate myself from this suffering? The soul reaches his hands out and wants to liberate himself. The background of this painting, you see, the background of this painting is black, which is the earth, polluted by various pollutants. But I've used the black color to represent the earth because the earth has been exploited by human greed. Then you see blue, which depicts liquid or the sea. Here is the orange sky. Why is the sky orange? Because usually the sky is blue, right? But the orange sky is a period of transition, whether it's the twilight, during the dawn or the dusk twilight. And beyond the sky is the red color, which I call the realm of the free. So you see earth, water, sky, and the realm of the free. You also see that in this painting, very strategically placed, the head of the material being is black because he is so much intense, so much stressed out. And you see, it also depicts the black sun. The black sun is sinking in the horizon. Half of this head is above the horizon and half of the head is below the horizon. You see, the black sun is sinking, whereas the white sun is rising. This is the metaphorical representation that in material existence, due to our life suffering, sometimes our thoughts sink. But when we ask questions, when we desire to be free, we rise. You will see the same thing, the same two black triangles placed here at the center of the material being. They are also in an unstable form, which again depicts the moment of tipping over. Then in these paintings you will see that in the realm of the earth, water and sky, all the triangles, there are linear triangles. I mean, all triangles are linear, but you see linear structures. There are no curves in these structures. This is the restriction of linearity. In the material realm, there are restrictions. But in the realm of the free, you will see the non-linear structures. So I have made a play between linearity and non-linearity. There are rules and regulations which bind us. There are societal customs which restrict us. We are bounded by so many things. We are not free. However, in the realm of the free, there are no restrictions. So the entire painting can also be seen as a transformation from the linear to the non-linear, from the temporary to the permanent. However, even in this material existence, or the realm of the sky, the sea and land, there are two instances when there are non-linear structures. Which are these two instances? This instance is one, you can represent it as a Kundalini rising. When you desire to be free, this power arises from you. From where does this power come? It is the power of the will, the power of the subconscious, the power of the intellect, the power of the philosophical part of the human brain, or the power of the human soul itself. This power, some people call it the Kundalini power. Some people may refer to it in a different term, but terms are not important. What is important is this human spirit. Even at that moment when everything is sinking, from somewhere, from some hidden source, the human soul gets a spirit to fight and not give up. This is that spirit which I have depicted. The human spirit that finds in itself the strength to rise up, even in the most trying of circumstances, when nobody will help him, when the world walks away, when the load of life is sinking him down, still the human spirit doesn't give up. It questions. And in the process of questioning, it finds its most precious gift, the strength of its spirit. I don't know how words can put it forth, but in this painting, this painting is the moment, the most important moment when the human being finds his inner strength. Whether it is the inner strength of a mother giving birth to a child, whether it is the inner strength of a soldier leaving his family and going to war, or whether it's the inner strength of a woman giving up her family and coming and serving poor people in Calcutta and becoming Mother Teresa, or it's the moment of decision when a lawyer gives up eating food and becomes a Mahatma, wants to fight for the liberation of a country. These are instances of human strength. And this rising Kundalini which I have depicted in the non-linear form is the strength of the human spirit. The same non-linear structure arises here as well when he questions and seeks liberation. So I hope the purpose behind this painting was that I hope this painting inspires people, that they know that even when life is very tough, remember when your soul is crying, but the cry of the soul is a cry to find its strength so that it can rise up from the restrictions of linearity and reach the non-linear and liberate itself. Thank you.